Hello everyone, my name's Brian, and welcome to a Legacy video that I'm shooting because I'm just done with Modern at the moment. So every now and then a format becomes a little stale to me personally, and I go to a different one, and here we are at Legacy. Now, Sneak and Show is a deck I've been playing since about 2014, 2015 in a competitive sense. I played it when I was a kid as well. Back when you had to sneak and show in like Darksteel Colossus and stuff like that. But I have been playing this for a while. I've been playing it, in my later competitive years, since around that era. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this deck and see where we're at it now. So I play a weekly Friday event up in Chatswood, Sydney, Australia. And this is the list I've been taking there, and it's been doing quite well. So pretty much what we have here is your standard Sneak and Show package, 4 Show and Tells, 4 Sneak Attacks to sneak your creatures in, and then you have your payoffs. You have Emrakul, which is just the best creature to put into play. You have Atraxa, which allows you to refill your hand. This has also kind of taken the place of Griselbrand as of late, because Griselbrand is not pitchable to Force of Will, and also drawing cards in Legacy is a bit of a liability with so many Bowmasters running around. Finally, for a little bit of added spice, we have 2 Daejuru and Hazarets. The list when I originally got it actually had 4 of these, but I find that 2 is the right butter zone to have. From there, we have a whole bunch of fast mana. We have Soul Lands, 3 Ancient Tombs, 2 City of Traders, 4 Lotus Petals, and 4 Simian Spirit Guides to try and get our stuff out as fast as possible. To sculpt our deck and draw cards, we have 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder, and also another bit of added spice, 4 Palantir of Orthanc, or however you say this. So this is an interesting card because it can actually deal your opponent 15 in this deck, because you mill cards off the top if they don't want you to draw an extra card in your end step. Well, our CMC is so high in this deck, you normally deal them a ton of damage. But the joke here is, this just becomes a better Phyrexian arena once they realize you can dome them for 1,000,000. No one ever lets you mill more than once, because it's always Emrakul on top. The rest of the land base is kind of easy, just 3 Volcanic Islands, 2 Tundras. We have some Tundras for the sideboard stuff, which we'll go over in a minute, and also to hardcast Daejuru and Hazaret, because truth be told, to play Daejuru and Hazaret out of your hand is the same mana value of playing a sneak attack at full value and paying the extra mana to give it haste. So this can actually have Vigilant and Haste if you only have 1 card in hand. So if you're in a top deck off and you happen to find it, hooray. We have a variety of fetches, 4 Scalding Tarns, 2 Misty Rainforests, 2 Flooded Strands, and 1 basic island in case your opponent is playing a ton of land destruction. And that's the base deck, along with a couple of Permission Magic, 2 Fluster Storms, and 4 Force of Wills. The Fluster Storms are because there's a lot of Mind's Desire decks running around right now, and having those in the main just is correct at the moment. Or at least it is when I play. Alright, sideboard, we have our defense grids to try and stop people from countering our combo. Magnus of the Moon, which tends just to be a ha-ha, I win card, believe it or not. The amount of times I played Magus of the Moon and my opponent just can't cast any spells and I slowly beat them to death is in the double digits. Literally just this past Friday at my in-paper Legacy event, I beat a Death and Taxes deck because they're actually playing a lot of non-basics now that they're an 80-card deck that's also playing black for Orchid Bowmaster. We have some Furies, again, great against things like Taxes or even Delver if you can take out their creatures early. Some Surgicals to stop your opponent's combos from going off or to protect your combo if your opponent's playing Surgical. Energy Flux now. In theory, this could also be Null Rod, but Energy Flux actually does a lot more to stop like the Karn Echo decks. You're really not going to run into much 8-cast right now with Orcish Bowmaster running around, but Energy Flux does punish artifacts, and we only have the Lotus Petals, which most of the time we want to play and use immediately anyway. 4 Ley Lines of Sanctity, again, good against, you could run into Burn, you can run into things that are trying to rip apart your hand, you could run into just combo decks that are trying to kill you with Tendrils of Agony or Grape Shot, so they're good there, and Prismatic Ending, which are a good catch-all. Because we are 3-color and we also have the Lotus Petals, we can get rid of things like Ensnaring Bridge with this, so it's just a good all-around card. And, some mates at the Chatswood event have started calling this show and tell with extra steps, and I kind of agree with that. This is not the most, efficient, kill you dead, as quick as you humanly can sneak and show deck. There are versions that are tighter than this. There are versions that are better than this. But there aren't as many decks that are as fun as this. Winning off a Daedra and Hazaret, winning off of a Palantir is just fun and funny. And to me, when I play Modern, I'm normally playing against a lot of people who are serious, because Modern, you can actually play in an RCQ, you could play in a big event. People have big money events for Modern, and it tends to bring more of a serious crowd. Whereas Legacy is a little bit more lighthearted these days. No one's really going to become a pro-level Magic player playing Legacy anymore. So even in my in-paper events where, you know, there's a prize structure, there's always a prize structure, we're playing for store credit, not life-saving medical devices. So while some people, you know, they do get it in themselves and they're like, you know what, I'm going to try hard this week, I'm going to play Delver, and I'm not immune to that. It really is a whole bunch of us just seeing who could do the silliest thing. Last time I was there were 2 80-card Urian Shadow decks running around. So, you know what? Let's hop into some Legacy games. After last week's Modern, the One Ring Fest, I'm looking forward to getting into Legacy and just doing dumb stuff. So let's hop into a couple games, see how this does, and yeah, have some fun. Join me, won't you? Hi, everybody. This is pretty weird, isn't it? So what has happened here is I recorded a whole bunch of matches for the video, and it turns out some of them didn't make it. Rough. We'll try it. And by didn't make it, I mean I didn't hit record, or something's wrong, or something of that nature. And the beginning and middle and end of this means that I was left with only 3 matches worth of content. Now, in situations like that, any order. Yep. I try my best to get something out, which means I came back and I said, hey, even though recording's done, I'm going to go ahead and jump back into another game, fascinating, and see if we can just knock out a game real quick, because 3 is a little low. We're about to get Force of Willed, because that's the kind of day I've been having. Please just be Brainstorm. You know what? We have a Simian Spirit Guide, and I would love to pay. You have a second counterspell there, big guy. You don't? Okay. Now, I just need you not to have a Wasteland. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Oh, it's Shadow. You have Wastelands. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play Wasteland. Don't. Yes! Okay. Creef. I got some bad news. Woo. Please just scoop. Come on, man. You have no idea how bad I need a win right now. Opponent says, okay, that was great. It scoops. All right, against Shadow, his endings even seem okay. I don't know how much we want to focus on their stuff like that. I feel like Magus is fine. Fence Grid is good. What do we take out? Palantir. I don't know, man. Palantir's okay. I'm going to take out some Brainstorms. Take out 2 Brainstorms. And I am going to cut Palantir, even though it's sad. And we're going to try this. Let's hop back into it. Okay, this has a lot of ways we win. So now we turn 1, go get an Island. Oh man, and he has no hand disruption turn 1. This is Chef's Kiss. All right, so we'll go get the basic island, which is not even incorrect, and we'll ponder. Don't think this is where we want to be. There's no lands here, so any order, shuffle, draw another sneak attack, which is not bad. Next turn, pretty much what we're doing is we're trying to play the defense grid. If they don't counter the defense grid, that means next turn we really get to take them to town. Okay, what they have here is a Orcish Bowmaster. Want to just main phase it? Thoughtseize. They thought better of the plan. All right, Magic Man. What do you choose of the many options? I would just take Defense Grid, I reckon. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, I thought so. Because now if they... Okay, to be fair, their deck should win. They have so much that can be done here. They can rip 3 cards out of my hand, and I think they're about to. Yeah, now they reanimate, or not yet. Fascinating. Another Daedrew and Hazaret is not what we want to see. We don't have anything we could do right now, though, so we'll just pass. We just want lands so bad right now. I'm not even gonna crack. Okay, this kind of counts as a land. Now what we want specifically is a soul land. Like City of Traders would be amazing. Please be a mana source. City of Traders, Chef's Kiss. So first things first, let's see if we get stifled. Nope. Volk, City of Traders. And we try. This will probably get countered. If it doesn't, they just lose. Is hard casting Force Negation, huh? All right. Well, we'll play this game. I mean, if we find another red source, we could just try and hard cast Daedrew and Hazaret after they counter the second sneak attack. They could even have Hydroblast, which is rough. Force of Will. Well, that's not going to do anything right now, but do you have more counterspells, opponent? You do. All right. Force of Will, we are just clawing through this. The good news is we just need to find one more mana source and we can try and get Daedrew and Hazaret down. Murktide? Looking like Murktide. Murktide Regent, and I don't have a force. All right. Brainstorm. Come on, deck. Okay, we got Show and Tell, Fluster, So we put back Daedrew and Hazoret, and we put back Daedrew and Hazoret, right? Yeah. And then we show and tell, put an Emrakul. They just have a Troll of Khazad-dûm. I have a 15/15 that has pro spells, essentially. Now, I don't think they play a Twara, but if their last thing is land a Twara, like, so be it. Obviously, no, it by 3 more. Yeah, no, you can deal me 6. And it's an aggressive move, but I get why they're doing it. And we win the match! You guys have no idea how awesome that is. You'll learn later in the video why. Let's do one more, because then we'll actually have 5 in the video. Join me. All right, so coming off a victory against Shadow, we're hoping to finally play a non-blue deck. I realize that's incredibly greedy, seeing as how I am a blue deck myself. We did lose the die roll. We'll keep, and we'll try and turn 1 show and tell. If that doesn't work, we'll Palantir. Chalice for 1. Or we'll just turn... Okay, so it's... Oh, 8 cast? We're just gonna put Atrox into play now. Actually, no, 8 cast is blue, isn't it? Well, we'll try. Blue, 2, and then show and tell. Don't have forcible. Don't do it, opponent. Don't break my heart. Come on, don't have it, don't have it, don't have it, don't do it. Oh, well, they know what I'm putting into play now. Here comes Atraxa. What do you have, opponent? Emery, sure. All right, so instant, sorcery, creature, artifact, land. And that's gonna do it. Yep, cast the Lotus Petal. And this Ponder's useless. It's literally just there for Force of Will. I mean, my opponent's deck probably has a way to get rid of Atraxa, all said and done. We don't need 2 Palantirs. There's a Saga, sure thing. That's gonna take you a minute to actually... You don't have any blue mana. Yeah, you get to draw an extra card, but I get to Palantir next turn. Yeah, no, you can look at whatever you want in my hand. I'm going to start crashing in. All right, so I guess we play Misty because we're done with lands. No more lands. Let's go to Volk. Take some damage. Play Palantir. I care. I actually don't think I care. Because as long as I still have Atraxa, I think that's literally all that matters. Because I'm going to not only nug them for 7, I'm going to gain 7. Cool. Pretty much if they have any, like, flyers or any real threat, you know, I do something about it. Otherwise, just Atraxa beating them to death every turn sounds like enough to me. They now have a blue card. Sure, you can replay the bauble if you so choose. What do they pitch? Just another Emery. More lands. Well, more lands don't feel nearly as bad when you have an Atraxa on the field. A Twara. Can't counter a Twara. That's rough. What do I do now? Aw. Well, this was looking good. So they make a guy, they start going aggro. They also get to get, what, Shadow Spear? Oh, just an Aether Spellbomb. That makes sense. And they get to draw a whole bunch of cards. Wow, they're really coming back. Oh, man, and the Thought Cast. That's so rough. So we really need to find Sneak Attack now, is I think what we're holding out hopes for. Also, we do have Energy Flux in our sideboard, so we have something for this matchup. I mean, again, with so many Bowmasters around, I'm surprised we're seeing this guy, but, you know, gotta give him credit. He's keeping on. Upkeep, I guess I do get a Tundra in case I draw Daedrew and Hazoret. We're gonna draw so many cards. And we somehow, beyond any reason, draw more, count 'em, more lands. The next turn, we're gonna get hit for quite a bit. This is getting out of hand fast, unfortunately for me. For it is the lands that are beating us, the Atwaras and the Urza Sagas of the world. Because we learned a lesson long ago that lands should only tap for mana. In fact, 1 mana at that. Land that taught us this lesson. Thought Monitor. Oh, I guess you get to keep going to the moon, big guy. I kind of need my counterspell to get my combo off if I'm ever so lucky. I really hope I get to draw Energy Flux against this guy. That would be ideal. Whatever this is not going on. Kappa Commander. Fine. Try and stem the bleeding a touch. We get hit for 8, so we literally only have this turn. So we need to draw, quite literally, Sneak Attack. Just show me Sneak Attack, deck. Come on. Be a bro. Find me Sneak Attack. Emrakul is not Sneak Attack. So I think we're super dead. Off to the next one. All right, so Energy Flux, here we go. I mean, they have counter spells, but I don't think they have enough that I'm worried about defense gridding them. They seem to fear Palantir, which is fine. I'll get rid of 1 Daedrew and Hazoret, and I'll get rid of 1 Ponder, I reckon, to bring in my 2 sideboard cards. I think that'll about do it. Magus also seems okay, so we'll bring in Magnus's. We'll take out 1 Palantir, and we'll take out 1 Storm. We'll try that. Turn 2 Sneak Attack. So this is literally turn 1, do nothing. Turn 2 Sneak Attack. Turn 3, try and get in with Atraxa. Sure, why not? Hopefully we can even draw something that does cool stuff. Let's see how off the rails our opponent goes. Bobble, sure thing. Would be hilarious if we had our own Chalice and just put it on 0. But that's not the world we live in. All right, we'll go get Island, I reckon. Come on, fast mana. Another Atraxa. Well, that'll be helpful later. But right now, here's a Sneak Attack. And if you counter it, we're just just playing another one next turn. Yep, they're countering it. Sure thing. I don't think they're going to crack their baubles, though, because they need it for the Opal to work. Okay. I guess they have an Emery. Oh, wow, they're giving up on both of them for redraws. So now Opal does nothing unless they have 2 more Cheerios in there. Haywire Might. I feel like you played that out a little early. I feel like if you just, bided your time, I would have played into that. I see you too have sideboard cards. Please, deck, if there's any justice, you'll give me Energy Flux. That's a Simian Spirit Guide, not an Energy. Okay, you know what? We're going to try. If they have another Force of Will, they have another Force of Will. We get to at least redraw our hand here. You really have to do it now, opponent. Yep, that's what I thought. We do get to refill our hand, though. All right, so Show and Tell, Brainstorm, Scalding Tarn, Troxa. That's about it. And we do get to hit them for 7 on top of that. All right, this is a little anemic, though. There goes a Troxa. Now they do get to bounce the second Atraxa, but the thing is, I get to draw a million cards a second time unless they happen to have counters. And they're not doing anything, so it's still working fine for me. You hate to see that. Tundra, just in case. Right, do you have a counter? They do. Just Force of Negation, sure thing. They don't have anything, though, so I'm hoping with the Brainstorm we can find our way out of it. We are down quite a few combo pieces, though, if I'm being honest. Sure, there goes our Brainstorm. Baracus. So now we want to find Magus of the Moon. You know, we're drawing 2, so great. On Energy Flux. Still show me Energy Flux. Emrakul, not helping. So, Energy Flux would be great still. Magus of the Moon would win us a game. We really need Magus of the Moon now. Can't possibly describe how bad we need Magus of the Moon. Come on, deck. Magus of the Moon. Either of our sideboard cards. Brainstorm does literal nothing. Rough. It's almost like when you play a meta deck, your opponent has stuff in their sideboard to stop your meta deck. So, we're dead. We're walking dead, but we're dead, because they're going to get to Urza Saga all over our face. The only way we come back from this is, like, top decking a Sneak Attack, Steel Rainforest, or we could just... I mean, eventually we can hardcast Emrakul, right? Maybe if we draw more lands, we'll win that way. Already a 6/6. That's rough. That's rough, I gotta say. Another one. Then they go get something like... I still say Shadow Spear because they have the Ancient Tomb and they can just start gaining life. Pithing Needle. Misty? Sneak Attack, sure. Now we draw Sneak Attack because it does nothing. Oh man, they are just really having a good time today. Next turn, I think we just die. So here, I don't want to draw lands. I would like to thin as many lands out of my deck as possible. I only have, at this point, 38 cards. What I would like to draw, let's see. I think it is just Energy Flux. I think Energy Flux is the only thing that saves us now. Because Blood Moon does not save us anymore. Showing up late to work. All right. The problem now is they already have established their threats. And literally 2 8/8s coming at us just kill us. So we have to chump one of them. Now, had we drawn Magus of the Moon multiple turns earlier, we would have a much different game on our hands. But now, not even Energy Flux saves us. Lotus Petal. And that's all for us, folks. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program after this midstream interruption. Catch you with Past Brian, who's just starting out his day, and we lose a die roll, as is standard here. Turn 1 Palantir. Now, again, we're taking a risk, because turn 1 Palantir is amazing, but our mana sources are fragile. But when I play Show and Tell, I think as you guys are learning, I play it for the long run of my win rate. When you play a deck as long as me, you're like, oh, if this works, and this works like 60% of the time, then you should do it. So that's what we're going to do here. If we draw any, like, colored mana, this hand suddenly becomes amazing. But hopefully, our opponent multi is 6. So hopefully, A, they're not playing blue, which in Legacy is like... Again, 60%. If they're not playing Legacy, if they're playing Taxes or something, Palantir is amazing versus Taxes this early in the game. Ooh, might just be Storm. It's Storm. Are they going off turn 1? They are going off turn 1. Wow, punished. What's their last card? Is their last card literally Adnaz? Burning Wish. Okay. Then they have to crack Lion's Eye Diamond. I feel like they had to crack Lion's Eye Diamond before that spell resolved. I feel like they might have screwed that up. Oh no, they got it. Okay, cool. Wait, what do they do? Why wouldn't... No, you want to crack Lion's Eye Diamond or black and then get Adnaz. Red. Okay, interesting. Just getting like past something. Empty the Warren. Oh, just turn 1 empty the Warren? Sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a lot. So we die in 2 turns. I feel like if we City of Trader Palantir, they're not actually going to see what we're doing. We'll draw a card and see what's up. Ponder. All right, so let's talk about this. We play Palantir. We nug them for 15. If we nug them for 15, we take 12. The next turn, they absolutely don't let us mill again. We have 2 mana on board. Best we're going to do is is draw. I don't think there's any way to win from here. So we're gonna maintain mysteriousness and go to the next turn. All right. So, Rule of Law would be kind of funny, right? I feel like we bring in Surgicals. Oh, if Magus does anything. Ley lines don't even do much because the guy warrened out. He can just warren out again. So what do we take out? Nip a Ponder, nip a Spirit Guide, and just mull better, I guess. Now that we know what our opponent's doing, but yeah, let's go to game 2. All right. No counter spells. It was actually a pretty slow hand. I mean, I don't want to mull a million times against a guy who's definitely playing Thoughtseize. Went to 6. We play Misty and just pass. If we find another, if we find a Soul Land, we get to put Atraxa down pretty quick. Here comes Duress. Nothing would be great, actually. Cool. Well, they didn't go off turn 1 again, which is nice. Just get a Berekin. And what do I have on top of my deck? Okay. Put back Palantir and Sneak Attack. Play Ancient Tomb. Play Show and Tell. Put out Emrakul. And now we have Force of Will backup. If they go off now, we still lose. Yeah, you can play your stuff. Brainstorm's fine. Essentially, we want to try and get the wish. Storm counts. Going to the moon, buddy. Keep doing you. Ponder. Yep. If they just have the Storm card in hand, too, that's unfortunate. Oh, geez. Opponent going to second main? Oh, okay, well. I feel like we have it, unless they have Innocent Blood. So, let's go to combat. Dug them for 15. Do I even want to show them Palantir? I don't feel like it. I mean, we'll get down the Sneak Attack, because dude knows what deck we're playing. And Ponder. I have to say, it would be a masterful bait if he goes off now. I don't know why he wouldn't have gone off last turn. Okay, cool. I don't think there's much we want to change here, because our opponent wants to hold all their mana rocks until they go off. Palantir, I just didn't want to show it to them because I didn't feel like it won us the game anymore. I think, though, this is fine. I mean, we're going to be on the draw. I don't think Leyline is where we want to be because he already showed that he can win without it. No, I think this is fine. I think this is still fine. All right. I don't think so. I'm going to mull this. This hand doesn't really do much. No, this is bad. Okay. That's we're going to keep. Put that back. Okay, so here's where we're at. We can hope they don't go off turn 1 and get rid of Surgical and turn 1 Atraxa and try and win from them. We can, yeah, we're just gonna risk it. All right, don't have it, opponent. Please don't have it. That's actually kind of worse. And now they know the door's open. If we find another, I didn't want to keep the opening hand that had the cantrips and stuff because I feel like I was trying to mold a counter magic. We saw no counter magic in 3 hands. So now the guy, gets rid of Atraxa. We got dismantled. And, I mean, you've heard me say it before. You really don't want to mull a bunch against a deck that does hand disruption, but, we committed to trying to get some counter magic, and we got bit hard. The good news is, if we top deck literally anything of note that's not a land, deck, you are betraying me so bad right now. At this point, a Daedrew and Hazoret does stuff, but I'd be amazed if our opponent doesn't go off this turn. The rest, okay, yeah, they're going off. All right, we can just crack this, a red source, and then watch the fireworks. All right, my hands are off the keyboard, opponent. Oh, we made it to my turn. We don't have time to wait that many turns. Any order, shuffle. Spirit Guide. You know what? I'm tempted. Red and 2. I'm just going to cast a Spirit Guide, and I'm going to try and beat you to death with it, opponent. We are so dead to anything that I am just playing to outs. More lands, why? All right, here comes Spirit Guide, crushing in. What we really need to find now is like a Daedrew and Hazoret or a Palantir. Either of those would be great, but at any time, our opponent, like right now, can just go off and win the game. Yeah, I'm willing to say that was bad mulling on my part. I will say I got spooked by the first game. Ad nausea, go for it, buddy. We'll let you go off. There's no way he accidentally offs himself here. He already has the Burning Wish. Yep. So yeah, we pick up a second L. We're 1 and 2 on both games though, which leads me to believe that the problem is not the deck, the problem is me. What's funny is the Simian Spirit Guide actually did something, not a lot, but something. Burning Wish for tendrils and kill me. What would be awesome for me is if they were afraid of my last card being Flusterstorm. And if they're afraid of that, oh, they get Mind's Desire. Scare them. Do we have anything? No. If our last card was Flusterstorm, though, that would have been great. I mean, it looks like they are going to try and win with and empty the Warrens, though, which does give us 1 more turn. So, okay, let's go to Magical Christmas Land for a second. We would have to draw a Brainstorm, and then we would have to Brainstorm into... Oh, no, they just have Tendrils. Okay, never mind. Where did the Tendrils come from? Was that just in their hand the whole time? Anyway, we're dead. We were nowhere near winning. Okay, game 3. Losing die rolls, cause that's apparently my job. This is fine in the dark. In the dark, this is fine. Opponent is playing blue because we are playing Legacy, and blue is a very nice color in Legacy. Go get us a basic. It's a ponder. I feel like all of these are fine. So put Daedra at the bottom, then Palantir, then Spirit Guide. Shuffle Library now. Man, Show and Tell looks like a really weak deck when your opponents have counter magic. Ooh, man. Even playing Drago? Favorite. There's Palantir. Daedra and Hazoret is the next card. I don't think we need to do that. I think we can crack this. I think we go for confusion. We get a Volk. We go Petal. Okay, maybe this isn't confusion. Maybe this is just stock Show and Tell. Actually, wait. We wanna keep Flusterstorm. If they just go for Daze, that's unfortunate. Brainstorm. Sure thing, buddy. If this is a rival Sneak and Show deck, we're about to get herb stomped, dumpstered, and feel bad. But, you know, he did get a Volk. This could just be another Delver deck, though. If this resolves, it's definitely a mirror. Okay, this is a mirror match. We're gonna die. Oh, just a Wasteland. I was not expecting that. And we have 4 Atraxas. We haven't seen them at all. Basic Mountain. What is this? Basic Island. Is it Delver deck? A Twara. Yeah, that's one of those cards that does us. So this just looks like an Is it Delver deck. All right, well, time to play the minigame. Palantir. See, the first time people see that, they don't fight it. They're like, you have a weird orb. So we go top, and then they take 5. Yep, you only get to get away with that trick once, because now they're not gonna let you do it again. But now we start drawing 2 per turn, which is funny. All right, Brainstorm. That's rough. Put back these 2. Brainstorm again. Try and find something of note. City of Traders. All right. So what we want to do is we want to put back Emrakul and Emrakul. They definitely let us draw because there's no way they don't see through our ploy here. So top, bottom. There's no way they mill. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say you had to see through our incredibly sneaky display. Shark Typhoon. Oh, it's just like a control deck. Oh, this could actually be Standstill with all the non spells they're casting. That could be interesting. No, it's just Delver. All right, we take 2. We're really hoping now with our multi-draw, we can somehow get them. Because now we're drawing 2 a turn, so hopefully we can outpace them. Not gonna lie, though, it would have been nice to have Daedra and Hazoret in our hand. But again, Palantir only deals damage once. Yeah, no, you can blow my land. Does not matter. More lands? That's unfortunate. What is fortunate is we get another Palantir trigger. Lightning Bolt our face? Yeah, sure. Yep, they turn on the thing. That's fine. Phyrexian Furnace. Another random thing for Delver? Sure. Bottom, actually. Something that does something. We drew a Spirit Guide. That does nothing. Brainstorm, sure. We're gonna start taking some damage. Our extra card per turn has turned out to be quite weak. Quite. That's 3 quites weak in the grand scheme of things. I feel like they're just keeping counterspells now. Man, we're really getting high-roaded. Right. Feel like we just pass. Another Lightning Bolt, so the game's just kind of over unless we counter this. I feel like we should counter this. Try. Here's my Flusterstorm. I'm just trying to not have to take the extra damage. Cool. Well, take the damage anyway. We're at 7. Show and Tell Petal. Show and Tell doesn't actually save us, does it? I think it's bottom. Sneak attack. All right, that's literally what we needed. So if our opponent has another bolt like that, we lose anyway. 1 turn away. Yeah, that would have been our win next turn, but unfortunate. All right, Furies. Defense grids. Don't know about prismatics. Feel like the Palantirs are good. See, now here's the problem with a matchup like this. Everything seems okay. We're gonna nip 2 Spirit Guides. Maybe we don't need that much fast mana. We'll nip a Ponder, and tempted to whip an Atraxa because I never get to see them, but we're gonna nip 1 Palantir, and we'll try this. All right, here we go. All right, here we mull. Amen. Oh no. So we can try it. Put back the Volk. Yeah, just play this and pass. I don't want a City of Traders just yet. Go get a oh, please stifle me. Bravo. Well, that was fun. Is everyone having fun? Scalding Tarn. My basic. Here's the thing, like, I know what's gonna happen before it happens, but I'm proving that my playstyle is bad. All right. So we can get there. Put back the 2 grids. Play our Petal and just pass the turn. Next turn, we just start trying to play City of Traders because we have 2, so 1 will get countered, and then hopefully the next turn it'll be fine. Please don't play anything, opponent. Don't have Darcy. Don't have it. Luckily, though, there's no Ragavan in Legacy, so it's not like I'm going to get monkeyed. Rough. City of Traders, finally. First thing we want to do is defense grid. All right, that passed, so that means next turn we try and go off with show and tell. If they just play a land and pass, we play another defense grid. Urza Saga, that would explain why our opponent had that weird Phyrexian card. Oh, it's Stifle Knot. Okay, that's what's going on. I mean, we're just gonna show and tell though next turn. And then, I mean, I guess if they have a Twara, they get us again, because we know our next card is defense grid. So we only have one show and tell. Put out Emrakul. If their last card is a Twara, they win. Like, there's just no two ways around that. And then we get Stifle Knotted out of the game. All right, opponent, show me that your last card was a land and then an Atwara to... So if your hand was literally like Island to Twara, congratulations. Otherwise, I think we get you here. Because they have to sacrifice 6 permanents, so they have the token, and then probably take out, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep a Volk and a Dreadnought and try and win that way. If they don't have a Twara. But I think that's their best bet. All right, they're playing red. Oh, they're just going to hit me for 2. Yep, I get hit for 2. They can't attack. There's no attack right now. What's interesting, though, is unless they have a Spirit Guide, they're literally just going to have the Dreadnought. And then if they have a bolt, like, yeah, they get me. Dress down. Oh, okay. This hurts even more because now our Fury doesn't kill stuff. Do we even bother with the other defense grid? I guess there's no reason not to. We're not going to cast any of that. Why does this still have Annihilator 6 if there's Dress Down? I feel like Annihilator is definitely not on this card right now. And if it's on this card, it's a bug. So we're going to pass. I don't know why Annihilator's in blue. Mikko does weird things, but the card definitely does not have Annihilator right now. Oh, they're probably going to go get that Bobble thing and bounce my guy, right? They have the blue Spell Bomb. Now I wish I attacked just to see if it would have done anything. So I feel like it shouldn't have... Annihilator's just an ability. So Dress Down would have been... Like, if Annihilator was there, it was a bug, and winning with a bug is a little scummy, if we're being honest. Oh, okay. I would have thought they would have had the bouncy Spell Bomb, and that would have been enough to do it, but we'll see how they attack. I mean, the Dragon Rage Channelers have to attack. They're going to hit me for 2, which seems correct. Oh, they don't want to attack with the Dragon Rage Channelers. I suppose that makes sense. But now my Fury, which I can just hard cast, it's 2 of their things? Actually, it's 3 of their things if it resolves. And it's going to resolve. I have 2 defense grids. I think our opponent just played themselves, if I'm being honest. I don't know why they did that. But hey, we'll make it to game 3, apparently, which is the story of this video. How to go 1-2 in all your matches. Exile my bottom card. That's just a Tarn. Come on, just hand the turn to me. Do it. All right. I guess we can sneak out the Fury and just win, too. Because we kill 3 things, and then they have to annihilate 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, okay. It turns out this is better. Sneak attack. There's no way they can play a spell right now. 1, 2, 1 there. Getcha. They still have to sacrifice all their permanents, though. So we still win. All right. We somehow made it there. Anything we want to bring in against Stifle Knot? I mean, Energy Flux is funny, but I don't feel like it's fast enough. Because it'll stop their Dreadnoughts from being free. Leyline doesn't do anything. Prismatic doesn't... actually, Prismatic's good. Prismatic is good. So we'll bring in Prismatic. We'll nip what? Probably the Palantir. Much as I love it, I'll nip a Palantir, and I'll also nip a Ponder, and we'll try this. Okay, I don't think this is keepable. There's no hand smoothing. We have counter spells, but that's literally it, so we'll try again. This hand's risky, but we'll keep it. We'll put a Tundra to the bottom. We're not going to fetch turn 1, because I don't want to get stifled, but we will play Tundra, Kettle, Brainstorm now. All right, so next turn we have action. We'll put back some lands. Really what would be best for us is if they just kind of Stifle Knot immediately. Doesn't look like it, though. So play a land, see if the land actually happens. Nope. Okay, that's fine. We have plenty of lands in our hand, and hopefully our opponent takes some time to go slow. Wonder how many stifles they bothered. More lands. All right. Does it happen this time, opponent? No. Oh man, another stifle. So our opponent kept a stifle heavy hand. This is getting away from us now. Dress down. Rough. So this means next turn their things come out, and we don't get a. I mean, I guess if we draw another Spirit Guide or another Lotus Petal, we get to sneak in the Atraxa, but I don't see that working that way. Just that weird Phyrexian thing again. I'm not entirely... I guess because it exiles things from the bottom of the deck, but I don't see why you would play that over, like, a Soul Guide Lantern. Because, like, Soul Guide Lantern, like, objectively does the same thing, but also happens to nip people's graveyards along the way. Currency Converter, that makes a little more sense. So, I mean, you played a Dress Down, you have to have the Knot, but we need to find another piece of fast mana if we want to sneak out our guy next turn. Doing anything, which is... Apparently that was just a a redraw dress down. All right, so do I get to do it this time, opponent? Great. So bibbity, bobbity, exile-y, sneak attacky. And now we get forced. It's taking a second for our opponent to force us, but objectively, it's just right. And they have to have a counterspell. I don't believe they don't. If this is Archmage's Charm. Oh, Shark Typhoon. Okay, sure. Are they cycling to try and find the counter? There's no way I get to do this. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, keep going, opponent. Go off, I guess. I mean, when your opponent's playing blue, you know what you're in for. And they know we don't have a counter, otherwise we would have just done. I mean, the best thing we can hope is they have nothing in hand and we don't draw a mana source. Deck, I actively dislike you. All right, we're just gonna do this because I am swiftly seeing how I'm gonna go 1-2 again with this deck. I suppose that's the slight difference of playing online versus playing at my local. In my local event, we're all doing silly things, so you can play these kind of off the wall decks. But man, online, your deck really needs to be tight, or you are just going to be shown the door. And boy, am I being shown the door a lot today. When they're discarding a Tuara, you know it's not good. You know you're in for a bad time. Blow up my land, opponent. Oh, there goes the third one. Oh, man. Yeah, baby. Legacy is a fun game for people who like to have fun. Priz ending. That's interesting. So I guess we try and take out the currency converter. I mean, you can get another guy, but draw a card, discard a card, sure thing. I mean, we literally have nothing going on. So we got rid of that thing. We're still taking 3 a turn, so we're still dead in like a handful of turns. Our opponent is playing Darcy's and lightning bolts and just a million ways to turn up their clock. They also drew and discarded a lot, so I feel like they have counterspells in hand again. So even if we do find like the show and tell to try and get a Troxa out, I feel like we are pretty far behind at this point. But you know, it's game 3. There's no reason to scoop at this point. Oh, hello, Dragon Rage Channeler. Fury, where are you? Fury, please show up to work. Daedrew and Hazaret. We're at 4 mana, not 5, because our mana keeps blowing up. Otherwise, that would have actually worked great. All right, opponent, hit me. Come on, do it. I want you to. I want you to absolutely wreck me. Next turn, if we draw a land, we actually get to Daedrew and Hazaret, but I feel like it's going to get countered. Ancient Tomb. You know what? Once more into the fray. Watch us get bolted. No, I don't want to cast that. Show me the lightning bolt, opponent. Come on, it's in your hand. Come on, hit me right here. Hit my face. Daedrew and Hazaret, if you win this game for us, come on. It worked. Oh, do they have the third stifle? No, they have a Tuara. I never get to Daedrew and Hazaret. All right, let's go on to game 4. Okay, 2 things. 1, we won the die roll. Second, we are now in game 4 after a 3-game losing streak. And I know how this works. So what this means is if you're still watching this video, you are part of like 2% of people who are still watching. So thank you for sticking around. Believe it or not, when you do these YouTube videos, we'll keep this brainstorm. We'll put back one of the sneaks. What happens with a lot of these YouTube videos is a lot of the times the people watching, especially when you have as few subscribers as I do, are all new. And if you don't win like immediately, they sign off. If you lose the first game, you lose like 50% of the people watching. If you lose the second game, you lose another 25%. You lose 3 in a row, you're down to just like the very, very dedicated fans. Storm Advance. So again, those of you who are still here, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of it. But yeah, you are a rare breed. What do we give up on? I'm gonna put Emrakul back in the Ponder, because with the Atraxa, we should be able to find Emrakul later. Also, it's a Brainstorm, so that means we're drawing those 2 cards, huh? All right, so ponder me up a card. Ponder me this, Batman. Any order. Another Force of Will. All right, so we're back in top deck mode. We find a little bit more fast mana. We might be able to get the sneak out. Insectile Aberration. Come at me, bro. This looks like Grixis Delver, which means our opponent has 1,000 counter spells. Brainstorm. Not worried about Brainstorm. Man, looking at all these like weird Volks and stuff that come out on mid-go. I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I'll say it now that nobody's watching. Reserve list should go away. It's really not doing anything anymore. Come on, deck. Emrakul. But I got rid of you, Emrakul. We're just gonna pass. We're gonna pass. We're not gonna show our opponent what we're doing. If they like wasteland us or something, we might early scoop. I might end this video early. I might go 0-4 and drop. You know, you can't stop me. You're not on this side of the screen. Only I can do that. All right, Mishra's Bauble. This just looked like a Delver variant. It could still be either. Oh, good. Now we have to see what they saw. If they saw a combo piece, we have to tooth and nail fight this. All right, what did you see, opponent? What secret did my deck reveal to you? Brainstorm. Revealed nothing, huh? Well, Brainstorm. So if they Orcish Bowmaster, we know they're Grixis. If they don't Orcish Bowmaster, we know it's Izzet. Force of Will. My Brainstorm, but it's a spell snare, so I still think this is Grixis. Yeah, no, you want to do my cantrip, that's fine. You're not exactly, I mean, if this flips, your clock is super fast. It does flip. Oh, it's another Force of Will. Glad you have that opponent. If we draw a soul land, we can maybe mount some sort of fight here. But if we don't draw a soul land, we're pretty done. Just a regular Scalding Tarn, huh? Well, oh, we die because we take a damage. That was silly of me. I concede. All right, Delver, Fury, Grids. Magus, here's the thing. If it's Izzet, they're playing their own Magus. If it's Grixis, this would win us the game. So I think we just bring in these four. Nip a Hazoret, nip the two Palantirs, nip a Brainstorm. If it's Izzet, the Brainstorm's wrong, but other than that, let's cross our fingers and hopefully we can go 1 and 2 all day. All right, yes, I would love to play first. Sure, we'll try. It says cantrips, this has the combo. We get to brainstorm. We're gonna brainstorm first too, because I don't feel like getting dazed. So this is some kind of Delver going on in an island. Brainstorm. Defense grid, that's interesting. Put Volk back, put Tarn back. If we lose now, we just lose. So cast, and we see what our opponent gets up to here. I feel like we do want to play the defense grid next turn, and then next turn try and show and tell. I didn't want to rip both Lotus Petals for a defense grid that's probably going to get countered. All right. Opponent got to see just a land. Here's Scalding Tarn. Please don't also be playing Stifle's opponent. Okay, great. Bulk. Here's my defense grid. Okay, so if they blow up the Lotus Petals, that's not... Otherwise, next turn, we get to show and tell pretty uninterrupted. Bulk, sure. You can play as many little creatures as you want. Not gonna get past my defense grid. Then again, neither am I, so I can just yield. Brainstorm, sure thing, buddy. Sure thing, sure thing. Otherwise, we finally get an Atraxa this video. Fury, well, that's for later. For now, show and tell. Here's Atraxa. 4 matches into the video. All right, so we want show and tell, sneak attack, Daedrew and Hazoret, Force of Will, City of Traders. And I think that's all we can take. We do that. Done. Play City of Traders. Oh, no, they just scoop. All right, I don't think we change anything. I think next turn they're going to go first and they're going to keep a lot more counter spells. But if we go 1 and 2 again, I think that's the video, guys. I don't know how many of those I want to do, but let's run it back one more time. Let's see if we can win a match now that nobody's watching. All right. Our opponent gets to go first. We get to mull our hand because this is bad. This is less bad. We put Emrakul back. Keep Emrakul. All right, opponent, what are you doing? Darcy. Evolk. Brainstorm. That's a rough Brainstorm. Put back Tundra, put back Volcanic Island. Pass. We're going to draw land, and then we're going to crack it away with Misty. We have a whole bunch of counter spells, which you generally want to use for defense and not offense, but I feel like in this particular scenario, we're going to use them for offense. Oh, man. There. Going to the moon. I feel now if they play like another Delver, another Darcy, I do try and counter it. Otherwise, we just take 1. We are just drawing a land, but we do get to fetch away the other one. All right, we're going to do this now before I forget. All right, so now there's unknowns on the top. We would really like to find some of the other pieces of our combo. That'd be great. No, I think we're gonna start trying to stop this. Well, now that's a 3/3, so it hits a little harder, but at least they're not mulling 2 cards each time they play a spell. Well, this is getting pretty dire. Not gonna lie, guys. We have 1 more Force of Will, and then we literally do nothing. And sometimes that happens with this combo deck. You just sit there and you do nothing, and this is generally like a performance I would have with this deck right before I start playing Delver. Right before I start doing anything else. Because, man, can't win a match to save my life. Simian Spirit Guide. Oh, man, that's rough, guys. Not gonna lie, this is a little rough. Man, if that had been anything else, we need less mana sources is what we need. You can ponder. Our opponent's hand gets sculpted and gets so good, and we get to go 1, 2, 4 times and drop is what I think's about to happen. Another Wasteland. Yeah, no. I have so much mana. I do not care if you do that. I really don't. Yep, that's fine. Watch me draw the sneak attack now. After I said like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna draw the sneak attack, and then they're gonna Wasteland my Volk, and I'm not gonna be able to activate it. It's gonna be great. Defense grid. All right, we're playing to our outs here. If we play defense grid now, that means next turn when we find sneak attack blindly off the top of our deck, it works. Spell Pierce. Sure thing. I'm glad we got that out of your hand. We're not gonna pay it. All right, opponent. Don't let it end. I'm having so much fun. Get cracked for 3. Go ahead. So much land. All right. So we're going to get 1 more turn. Their hand is full of counter spells. Even if we find the sneak attack now, it's not gonna matter. Please just find a bolt opponent. Please just bolt me out of this game. Yep, smack me for 3. Proving that, Is It Delver's still a deck. All right, we get one more draw. One more opportunity. Show and tell. All right, here we go. How many counter spells are in your hand, opponent? We are about to find out. Because there's no way this just goes off. Here's Hydroblast. Pyroblast, whatever you want to call it. Now, it's objectively wrong, but what I'm gonna do... Oh... I hit enter too fast. We're done here, guys. We're done. Clearly, I'm just not paying attention, and I think I need to stop playing. All right. Clearly, I'm playing a little loose today, because that punt right at the end was enough for me to end this video before the 5th round. When you go 1-2 every game, the problem is you. You're winning games, you have the ability to win games, but you're doing something wrong. And it's my plays, or it's my mulls, or it's my sideboarding, because I know this deck can win games. I've done it. I do quite well with it. But something is off today, and I am not a pro. I know that. So when things like this happen and I just keep catching L after L after L after L after L, normally what's best for me is just to take a step back, stop what I'm doing, and stop trying to beat my head against the wall. For those of you who made it all the way here, all 2% of you, thank you very much for sticking around. If you have a list you want me to try, go ahead and email me at heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. That's heydummyplaythis@gmail.com. Because that was rough. But yeah, thank you guys very much for joining me. I will catch you next time, hopefully with a little bit more success. Later.